Hi everybody. Today I wanted to take you somewhere where no one gets to go. We are in the middle of the desert in Israel. We are up against the Dead Sea, okay, Yam HaMelach, where no fish can live because it's so salty. And I wanted to teach you something about salt and about how salt gets to your table and where salt is made from. And I'm going to show you things that you never imagined that you probably had. Now, most vegetables that we have, we grow the vegetables in the ground, right? We plant the seed, we do some work in the ground, make sure that the ground is perfectly like flat, and the rain comes, and then after the rain comes, the vegetables come out from the ground, and then we go and maybe we'll take care of the vegetables. We'll cut out some of the weeds that are growing up around the vegetables. We'll make sure that bugs don't come near the vegetables. And then when it comes time to harvest the vegetables, what we will do is we'll go out to the field and we'll cut the vegetables off the tree or off the bush, or if the vegetables are growing out of the ground, and that's how we get vegetables. How do we get meat or chicken? Very simple, from our friendly cows and our friendly chickens. We take the meat from them, and that's how we get meat, and that's how we get chicken. Okay, how do we get fish? Very simple. We go out on boats, we take out a net or a fishing rod, and we fish and we catch the fish, and then we cook the fish, or we don't cook the fish and we make sushi, and then that's how we have fish. Okay, great. How do we have like pretzels? Well, pretzels, we grow wheat in the ground. We take the wheat out, like we just talked about the vegetables. We mash all the wheat up until it becomes flour, and then we bake the flour into the shape of pretzels. Maybe we add a little salt, some flavors, some spices, right? Same thing with bread. Exact same process with bread. Everybody makes challah. We know how we make challah, and that's how we get bread on our table. But here's my question. How do you get salt? Where does salt come from? Okay, and that's what we're going to answer in just a minute. Okay, now we're going to discuss how we get salt. Do you guys see the trucks and the workers behind me? I'm sorry that I'm squinting, but the sun is in my eye right here. But I wanted to stand here so you can see. Do you see those bags there? What do you think those bags are full of? If I told you, you'd never believe me, but you might guess because of what this video is all about. And you can see the truck is moving. There he goes. He's going on his way, waving there a little. Okay, and you see he's got what looks like dirt. Those bags behind and what this truck is going to move, those bags are salt. They're full of salt. And this is an area where the salt comes from. I want to show you something that we're about to see. Okay, so salt comes from this area of Israel right here. A ton of salt comes from this area, but it's not, we don't grow salt. So where does salt come from? So if you look over, it's hard to see because today it's a little cloudy, but over there is the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is called the Dead Sea because nothing lives in the Dead Sea. But the real name of it in Hebrew is Yam HaMelach, the salt sea, because it's full of salt. And what we do is we want to take the salt out of the sea. So how do they do it? They take pipes and they put the pipes into the Dead Sea, and then they take all the water, not all the water, there's still a ton of water left in the Dead Sea, but they take all the water out and they leave it in these big pools. And then they let the sun, you can see how sunny it is because it's the middle of February and we're in short sleeves. They let the sun come down, beat down, and it dries out the water. And what's left is salt. Then they take the salt out of the pool and they put it into a big pile, and it makes mountains of salt. I'm going to show you a salt mountain. You're not going to believe me. You're going to think it's sand. You're going to think it's dirt, but it's not. It's actually mountains made of salt. That's what we're going to look at next. Okay. Do you guys see this mountain in front of us? This looks like a mountain of really clean sand, but it's not. This is a mountain made of salt. This is all the salt that comes out of those pools. They pile it up here onto this mountain. Look how big this mountain is. It's a mountain fully full of salt from the Dead Sea. The crystals are really big. I'm going to show you. If you look down here, now you can see that there's even cars that drive on the salt. But don't worry, before it gets to your table, it's cleaned. But look at this. Look how the crystals, if you can see here, okay, you can see how the crystals of salt, okay, look at those crystals. It looks almost like sugar, okay, but it's not. This is very, very salty, okay. This is the Dead Sea salt that you see in the supermarket. You can see, look at it. Okay, you see how the crystals are really large? Okay, that's like kosher salt, what they call it. Not because regular salt isn't kosher, but kosher salt is really thick, and that's what this is. This is really thick Dead Sea salt. Pretty cool, right? Okay, next we're going to discuss how you get it into your table. Where does it go? How does it get from here to your table? Okay, bye. Okay, here is the truck. You can see, and what he is doing is he is grabbing from the salt mountain that we saw. He's gonna take a ton of salt. Look at what he's doing. This looks like he's taking sand or dirt, but really what he's doing is he's taking sand. There he is. Look at that. He's taking sand. Look out. He's got this huge thing. That's all, not sand, sorry. That's all salt. Do you see? That's all salt. This whole thing, this whole truck is full of salt. Look where he's going with it. This is pretty incredible. He's going to take it over to that factory. They're going to go through it and clean it and make sure it's clean because it was just sitting outside. And then they're going to put it in these bags that we see all over. And then after they put it in the bags, they load it up on these trucks and they take it to different factories and they put it into salt shakers, and then you get it in your house. Look at this. Look what he's doing. This is pretty incredible. Watch this. He's going to put it, this is the machine that cleans the salt. He's going to dump, look at that, all the salt in there. And then what's going to happen is it's going to clean all that salt until, again, it goes on the bags. The bags go onto the truck. The truck goes to a factory. They put the salt into a salt shaker, and then it goes to your table. Okay, pretty incredible. Okay, what did we learn today? Today we learned a ton about making salt, of how salt is made. We learned that it doesn't grow in the ground. We learned that we don't have to catch it like a fish. We don't have to get it from an animal like milk, right? It comes in out of the water. It's dried out, put onto a big mountain, take it from the mountain cleaned, then put into bags, then put on a truck, then goes into a factory, gets put together into a salt shaker, and then it goes to your table. Pretty cool how we get salt from Eretz Yisrael. Hope you enjoyed this video.